And welcome to Snw Podcast. This is your host, AJ Saint. I am sorry that we took a little bit getting into it with the countdown, but we are here now, and let's get ready to talk about some top 10 male wrestlers who have not wrestled for SNW yet. So, or hasn't been booked, and the fatigue is pretty different here. So here's the list. These are the top 10. So let me go to the banner here. Let me get that off the screen. You already know what today's date is. So the top 10 is, number 1 is Atticus Kogar, Slack, Tommy Trainwreck, Casey Phoenix, Evil Nate Heward, Skriller the Great, Noel, Wesley Pipes, Great Orion, and Lee Miller. These are the top 10 male wrestlers currently right now. Kind of like hidden gems. People don't see them often. They've made the top 10. But we're going to go into a little bit more about Lee Miller. We're going to go into each wrestler, and we're going to go over the top 10 once again. And we will go into more details about who they are, what they are about, and all that good stuff. So, all right, so here we go. Let's go to the number 10, Lee Lights Out Miller. Lee Miller is an active professional wrestler in Maine, participating in local promotions such as North Atlantic Wrestling Association. He has been featured in events like a fundraiser for Strive Center in South Portland, where he competed alongside other local wrestlers like Blade Bannett and Rich Daniels. Additionally, Miller has wrestled in matches for Main Event Wrestling, including a notable tag team match alongside Joey Moran. These events highlights Miller's involvement in the regional wrestling scene, where he continues to complete regularly. Now, let's go to the number 9 ranked wrestler. The Giant himself, Giant Orion. If you don't know who this gentleman is, he is coming from the great north of Canada. He is 6'9", 300 pounds with an MAA mixed martial arts background, trained at the Benito's Gym, is from Mexico, and based out of Canada. This gentleman is a monster house of an athlete, fighting all over Canada, such as he currently the aftermath of the super heavyweights at Real Savage Pro Wrestling, where he captured the championship belt, which he's currently the champion in Real Savage Pro Wrestling. And this man is a force to be reckoned with. If I was you, I wouldn't want to mess with this gentleman. He is one of those guys that you just don't want to deal with. Once again, I tell people that if I'm you, I would book this man if I'm a promoter. He is 6'9", 300 pounds. He is a dangerous man. Why not book him, right? Next one on our list is no other than the muscle beast himself, Wesley Pipes. Is a professional wrestler who has competed in various promotions across the Northeastern U.S. and Canada, normally in Ultimate Championship Wrestling and Next Wrestling Entertainment. He is known for his rugged style and has held titles such as the NWE Elite Championship. Some of his notable matches include victories over opponents like Black Magic and Havoc in Canada and the U.S. He has also competed in Vacation Land Pro Wrestling, where he faced off against talents like Big Cat. He's also currently a champion in Maine. I think it's Maine Career Wrestling. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's currently carrying the championship with them. He's another wrestler that has never wrestled for SNW or has been booked at SNW, but he's one of those guys that you would want to book and put on your shows. Next one on our top 10 list, this man right here, Noel. He has been getting up there on the indie scene down in, I think, Atlanta, Georgia. He's also I think he's done a dark match in AEW. I'm not 100% correct, but this man is, let me tell you, if you look him up on YouTube or on his Facebook page, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. He is one of those guys that just sticks out. His height as well. He's one of those other very tall wrestlers, and I would highly recommend guys to go seek him out. The next person, Skiller the Great, is a professional wrestler based in Georgia, often associated with Deep South Wrestling and other independent wrestling. He hails from Munkin, M-A-C-O, Munkin, Georgia, weighing in at 211 pounds. Skrill has wrestled under this moniker as a single competitor, performing in various regional circuits. He is known for his involvement in Deep South Wrestling, where he has scheduled a match against Lexus King at October Rust 2 event in Atlanta. For more details, statistics, and match history, you can check out his profile on cagematch.net. Another very good seller. He also won the Georgia Wrestler of the Year. I'm not sure what year it could be 2021 or 2023. I'm not 100% positive. I would have to go back and double check that. But he's one of those guys that I'm telling you right now, you guys don't want to miss this man. You want to look him up. Skiller the Great. Next one, the son of Leatherface himself, the evil Nate Hewitt, is an independent wrestling active in various promotions, known for his gritty in-ring style and presentation in numerous regional circuits across the U.S. He has competed in matches for organizations like IWA, Miss South, and New South Wrestling. Notably, he has wrestled in tag team matches, multi-man matches, teaming with partners as like Zodiac Mystic, and facing opponents such as Amsterdam and Oblivion. His notable performances include victories in hardcore matches such as at the Appalachian Mountain Wrestling's Halloween Havoc of 2023, where he defeated Mikey Motor under Evil Dead rules. Additionally, Nate Hewitt has a broader presence outside of the ring, appearing on podcasts like the Space Corps podcast, where he discusses topics ranging from wrestling to horror movies, reflecting his interests in the horror culture. Next one, the Living Nightmare, Casey Phoenix, essentially an up-and-coming wrestler who is currently right now just slowly building popularity in the wrestling. He was supposed to be wrestling for SNW October 4th, but unfortunately, due to a cancellation in his flight, he could not make it. So that is why he made this list. Once again, he's slowly climbing up the independent wrestling circuit. In no time, people will know who he is. Also, another wrestler, no He is not, let me tell you, he is no other than Tommy Trainwreck, Death Proof. Tommy Trainwreck currently holding a Deathmatch Wrestling Championship. Don't know what promotion. I can't find my notes on that. But he's formerly of the tag team, the Minutemen, here in the New England scene. He has wrestled all over New England, and now he is currently in the Midwest, in Wisconsin, and other locations, such as We Love Wrestling. He is one of those guys that you just cannot turn away or look in another direction away from Tommy Trainwreck. Next one on the list is Slack. Deathmatch wrestler legend himself, and that's why he's on number 2. He is a well-known wrestler in the deathmatch circuit. He has competed in numerous promotions. Currently, I think he's in XPW. He was on GCW at one point. He has been in multiple different type of companies. But he is one of the biggest landscapes in professional wrestling, especially in the deathmatch circuit. That is Slack, you know. And last but not least, Atticus Kolar, or also 440 Yellow member and leader, and once again, big time in the independent circuit. He was just went off the rails, man. His popularity skyrocketed, value has went up 20 times fold, and that's why he's number 1. He just continues to keep growing. The man is just he's not slowing down, and it's never a bad thing. It's always a good thing. And people putting Johnny Pierce. Johnny Pierce has wrestled for SNW, and he's the current SNW World Openweight Champion. I mean, yeah, maybe he should be up here 10 times over, but this is for wrestlers who have not competed in SNW yet. But I'm going to keep it up there. I find it to be the most... All right, Stoner, I don't disagree with you, man. Johnny Pierce is definitely the overall top 10 pick. If we were going to go on the top 10 current SNW wrestlers. This is my top 10. Once again, this is my personal opinion of who I feel is on the top 10. This is not based off of anything but my personal input. I've been following these wrestlers for a long time, which is why they're on the top 10. These are the guys who I would love to book at some point down the road, or at least see compete locally for me. I think I've only seen one match of Tommy Trainwreck, but I would die to see a Slack or Atticus Kolar, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. I would love to see those two in the match with Tommy Trainwreck. That would be like a death match. That would be that would be at the death matches of death matches if all three of those men were in a 3-way. Would love to see Casey Phoenix takes on Evil Nate Hewitt. I think that would be a great match. I would love to see Skrilla the Great versus Noel. That would be another goddamn great match. And I would like to see Wesley Pipes takes on Giant Orion in a match. That would be really great. And then Lee Miller is the wild card. I think you can put him against probably Casey Phoenix or any of those other lower some of those guys, and they would probably come out as a really good match. But like I said, like I read and when I explained to other people, we've had look at this stuff. Look at this. Stoner just out here just giving Johnny Pierce the ultimate praise here. Look at this. Well, we already know who Stoney's top 10 is, and it's Johnny Pierce across the board, 1 through 10. The SNW inaugural World Openweight Champion. Just so you guys know, SNW will be returning spring of 2025. We'll have an official. Excuse me, sorry, I'm yawning. We will have an official date when we're coming back and what exactly we'll be doing. Until then, thank you very much for everyone for coming, watching the podcast. I'm sorry, it's a 15-minute podcast tonight. But we'll be having more stuff. Next Sunday, we'll be back for possibly another hour or so on it. What is this? What is this? Yosef just says this random thing. I think because he just missed the podcast. Sorry, Yosef. It's a top 10 of people that haven't worked for SNW. I mean, I think you have to fight Stoner because he has this Johnny Pierce fetish going on where Johnny Pierce is on there for 10 times, which is a quite interesting situation. If anyone does want to comment right now, this is your chance because, like I said, I'll be getting off fairly soon. Life is all sorts of wacky for me, and if you want, this is live. Viewer comments show up on the StreamYard. This is an example. Click on the comments. See that? That's what I see. Don't know why I see that, but that's what happened. So look at that. See, you got Yosef. Then it's just still 3 people are watching this right now. You guys can comment if you want. Like I said, this is before I have to call it a night, But like I said, there's a lot of good talent. These are the top 10 male wrestlers who have not wrestled for SNW or have not wrestled for SNW, and it's kind of like with exception of Lee Miller. Lee Miller kind of put his name in the hat, did a couple of diggings, and I said, you know what? Why not? Because, quite frankly, the person I wanted to put at number 10, unfortunately, has wrestled for SNW before, and I couldn't think of anyone at that moment. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'll throw this guy in, do a little research on him. I know he's a mainstay in the main independent wrestling scene. Why not? That's why I did it. So, with that being said, guys, I have to go. You guys have a good night, and I'll be back next Sunday with another round of SNW podcast. We'll be trying to be coming back every other Sunday, so we'll be doing a podcast twice a month moving forward on Sundays until the show comes until Sunday Night Shock until that starts airing on a regular basis on Sunday. Then, which we would be moving on a Saturday night. But until then, you guys have a great one. Talk to you guys soon.